Hey, it's Phil with the Ghost Old Real Estate Group, powered by EXP. This is Ryan Brown, and we are here at a remodeled home in Glendale. Before heading inside, we want to share with you the location. But first, where exactly are we at, Ryan?
Phil, we're at 6073 West Caribe Lane in Glendale.
Location, location, location. Ryan, we're really close to Peoria, but we're actually in North Glendale.
Yeah.
Why is this such a good location?
Great location for sure, as we do butt right up to Peoria, which just up the road, we've got the Arrowhead Mall, which is a huge shopping center. Everything that you need is within a couple miles range, as well as the freeways, which is just a couple miles away as well.
Another nice part about this house is that it's within walking distance to the Arizona Christian University. Let's talk about the origins of it. When did it start?
Yeah, Phil, first of all, right across the street is where we're at from the house. And this college was founded in 1960, originally with 400 students. Now we're at over 1,000.
Wow. Now, it's not too small because it actually sits on a lot of acreage.
It does, yeah. Phil, 68 acres we're on here.
So the college is well maintained, but there's actually some Arizona history as well. Who actually went here?
Yeah, so Phoenix's own Paul Westphal, former coach of the Phoenix Suns, got his coaching start right here.
Wow, so obviously the university has sports. Now, as far as the actual university, it's not just that, there's actually another part of the university as well.
Yeah, Phil, this place runs a pretty extensive and expansive hotel throughout the year.
Which is interesting because you don't really run a hotel in a university, but they pull it off.
They do, they pull it off really well, and there's some nice rooms for sure.
All right, that's it for the location. Let's head to the house. All right, we are back. So Ryan, one of the nice parts about working with you is that you have a ton of experience, and if I'm rehabbing a house, it comes into handy. So what were you able to tell this owner in regards to the landscaping of the front yard to improve the curb appeal?
Phil, first objective is to keep costs down, so we want to do the simple things. In this case, we had a bunch of dead plants and dead trees, so we needed to get those out of there to really get that curb appeal. We also had the rocks straightened out, the river rocks, and cleaned up the yard itself and the rocks. And then another little thing, just added a couple planters and some new plants and these numbers back here, which I think are pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's so interesting because a lot of people think, man, I have to break the bank, but a lot of the stuff that you recommended, they were just basic stuff, kind of cleaning up the rocks and just adding a couple of things to make sure that dollar goes a long way. All right, last couple of items that you recommended to the owner. I know this garage door did not look like this a couple of months ago.
Yeah, Phil, this garage door was in some rough shape. So we actually asked the owner, thought it was a good idea to replace it, and I think it turned out great.
It did. You also got him a pretty good discount just because you knew the garage door company. Again, another value of Ryan working with you. And then last but not least, why did you decide this paint scheme? Because I know the owner had a million colors to choose from.
For sure, yeah. Phil, this paint is in. It's modern. It's what buyers are really wanting these days. So it just goes, it fit with the house, and it's in.
Yeah, and it just makes it look a lot larger, especially as you're driving up to the home. It's a huge two-story. They replaced the fixtures, the brand new paint, just makes everything pop. All right, before going over all the upgrades on the inside, let's talk about the specs really quick. How big is the house?
Phil, we're at 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and just under 2,000 square feet.
All right, we're in the kitchen now, so what were some of the recommendations? I know the owner, and a lot of owners have this, is he was wanting to kind of keep the old cabinets. Why did you decide to tell him to exchange them?
Phil, we always try and keep the cabinets if we can. In this particular place, they were a little dated, as well as structurally, they just weren't sound. Plus, I got a great deal on cabinets, and I think they turned out great.
All right, last couple of items with the kitchen. What were some of the last few updates you told them to take care of?
Yeah, so we kind of redid everything in here. From the granite countertops to the stainless steel, big farmer sink, we redid everything.
Awesome, and then with the granite, because a lot of people, as they're kind of calculating this, that can kind of be pricey.
Yeah, and a lot of times it can be, but we're able to source and find some good granite at a good cost with some of our connections.
All right, let's talk flooring. That's a big ticket item.
Yeah.
Now your client, he was debating whether to do tile flooring or like the wood laminate. Again, he wants to get top dollar. What did you tell him?
So it can be a big ticket item. In this case, we went with the laminate flooring instead of the tile for about half the cost. And then took some of that money and put it into the taller trim throughout the house, and it went well.
It makes a big difference. And I think one of the big things too to pick up on is a lot of people would say, hey, you won't get as much, but that's been untrue with this particular market. People are still getting the top dollar.
I found the same thing. So the cost you spend on tile, it just really don't get your money out of it.
So with this floor plan, all 4 bedrooms are on the upstairs. What were some of the quick tips that you gave to them in regards to carpet?
Yeah, so another way to save cost is essentially, rather than continue that flooring all the way into the bedrooms, is carpet tends to be a less expensive option. And again, buyers really don't seem to notice.
That, and plus another big ticket item too is with carpet, a lot of buyers actually tend to like it a little bit more when it's not in the major walking areas.
Absolutely.
So one of the nice parts about your recommendations is everything's kind of uniform. What were some of the upgrade tips that you gave them for the bathrooms themselves?
Well, just that. In all the bathrooms, we kind of keep it all the same. In this case, we went with the new cabinetry, new fixtures, and then the granite that carries from the downstairs all the way to the up.
Nice. Now, as far as tubs go, because I don't want to replace the whole tubs, what's another solution for that?
Replacing a tub is super expensive no matter how you do it. In this case, we were able to resurface the tub, and it looks brand new.
All right, last few tips. What are some of the other inexpensive tips that you were able to give this home seller in Glendale?
For sure. In this case, little things like replacing the outlets and the covers really modernizes it. Same thing with the vent covers. It really gives it that clean, fresh look.
And the best part is that it doesn't cost a ton to do those items. And then last but not least, window coverings. Because I know that a lot of times you can do the shutters and they cost a ton. Why did you kind of lean them towards the faux blinds?
Yeah, so in my experience, I found that don't make much of a difference whether we go with the shutters or we go with these faux blinds. And in this case, we were able to save costs and went with the faux blinds.
Gotcha. And another big ticket item too, just to think about as a home seller is, it all depends too, right? Shutters might look a little bit nicer, they're gonna cost a little bit more. That's if you're keeping the home for a while. But if you're planning like this guy, he wanted to rehab it and put it back on the market, you know, the faux blinds will do.
Absolutely.
All right, we are finally in the backyard. What were some of the tips that you provided them to keep the cost low?
Yeah, another opportunity just for that, to not spend a lot of money, but get the most bang for your buck. And that's with sweat equity. Really, this place was overgrown and it just needed to be cleaned up.
And a lot of times with owners, because we all do this, is he was wanting to do the AstroTurf and he was wanting doing a bunch of other stuff because it is a beautiful backyard. The pool was, you know, emptied. How did you keep him from doing that?
Yeah, so if there was money that could be made by doing it, I always recommend it. In this case, I didn't find it necessary. So for example, the grass, rather than put in brand new turf, we were able to overseed it, and in a couple weeks, I think it'll look great.
Now, as you're sprucing the backyard up, what were some of the items that you were able to install or actually put in the backyard that didn't cost as much?
Yeah, so for not much money, you can install these plants. I mean, I think these plants turned out great. The addition of the bark here on top of it really modernizes it for sure.
Makes it look a lot more cleaner. And the nice part about it is, again, people think the plants cost a lot.
Yeah, you know, for $50, $80, you can get yourself a tree, and I think that's well worth it.
All right, let's talk about the pool. With the pool, you can spend a ton of money. When the owner took back over the house, this was emptied. What were you able to do for him as far as saving him money, but also get the pool back up and running?
Yeah, so again, the objective was to keep costs down. In this case, I think we did it. We needed to clean the pool out, and we were able to acid wash the pool, some new pool equipment, and now we've got the sparkling water.
Awesome. And then as far as the pool equipment goes, you can buy it at full price and it'll cost you a ton. What were you able to do, and what are some of the recommendations you were able to tell them?
Yeah, so with a little bit of legwork, some refurbished pool items, from a pump to a filter, you can get for a fraction of the cost.
All right, with this property, it comes with a huge extended patio, perfect for entertaining. What were some of the items to clean this up?
Yeah, so this beautiful patio runs the length of the house, so we really wanted to show it off, and I think we did that. By painting the surface all around the pool and the back patio, I think it really did the job.
It did, and it looks a lot more cleaner. A lot of the future home buyers will love this space, especially when it comes to entertaining. And then last but not least, as far as the fence goes, it was kind of in disrepair as well.
Yeah, the sprinklers had done its damage to the fence as it was calcified, and it looked really bad. What we did is real simply, we just pressure washed it, and we painted it for not much money. I think it looks brand new.
All right, that's it for this property in Glendale. A ton of insight on this remodeled home. Ryan, if they want to set up a showing, what's the easiest way?
Easy to do. Call 480-305-6688.
Or you can go to our website, gosoldhomes.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have questions about buying, investing, or selling, let us know. And until next time, have a great day.